Hi folks, Dave Schmidt here. Hey, it's late Tuesday evening on March 3rd, and as you can see, well, I am back home in Sedona. It's always nice to be back home after being gone for 4 weeks on the road. And on the way back from China, the ambassador had asked us to stop in at another city here in the United States for 2 days and to kind of drop in and make a visit with somebody else. And then Charla and I were able to be back home, and I've been here back in Sedona now for 4 days, and it's late Tuesday evening, and you can maybe see I might look a little, I don't know, I just got done sleeping. My sleep schedule is still way off. I'm kind of crashing almost at around 5 or 6 p.m. for a little bit, and then I'm waking up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. wide awake, so I'm still adjusting to being back on a normal sleep schedule of the time zone here in the United States. But I want to thank everybody for all your support that you had for us on our report from China. Now, in this newsletter, I'm not going to give a lot of detail because that's taking place somewhere else. I'm attaching a YouTube video that was done by the team for the Vision for True Peace about 2 days ago. And in it, the predominant part of it is Charla is taking the lead, where she is interviewing the team that went with us, the other four that was with us in China for a period of time there. And that's where you'll really get the good report about what happened. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering, there's some really hard, good, practical news about projects and RV and all that kind of stuff. I can't really say that at this time, is because there are things that are developing that are in the works, but I just can't say it because it was quite interesting. There was some information that was given to Charla and myself and the team by the ambassador, and I had only talked with 2 people, private messages on the phone, and the next thing I know, 2 days later, I'm being contacted by somebody else that they knew about it. So obviously it was very, very clear that those 2 phone calls were tapped. So we got people that are always tapping us, listening to us, and I've told you that, but it just comes with the territory. So I can't let that information out at this time. Now, I'm going over my list here to make sure that I cover everything, and you're probably noticing something that's a little bit different. Yeah, I got a little bit of a growth here. Hey, it's not going to last, okay? When we were coming home from China, it was 36 hours of traveling, of waiting in airports in between, and you know, I meant 2 mornings without shaving, and I thought I'll just let it go and give my face a break for a little bit. So that's all that I'm doing, okay? Also, now what's coming up? Let's see, as I'm looking at my list here, we're starting to develop more with the team of the Vision for True Peace. I'll post that website here again. A couple of you have emailed me saying that you do get confirmation emails back from them, but if you try to contact them, that you get a reply saying that the email doesn't work. Well, there are close to 1,000 people now signed up, and that's only been for a few. So if that is happening, it's usually a situation of something of how the cookies, your browser or your cookies in your computer are being processed. So refresh your browser, reboot your computer, try maybe a different browser. Sometimes those are the things that create those types of problems, okay? Now, what's happening? The Dallas workshop, we still have room, is because I was able to acquire a piece of property at a hotel, I should say a room in a hotel, where we have a lot more space than normal. Now, with that, I'm going to announce one more special workshop on March 21st in Laverne, Minnesota, and I will have a post out on that in a couple of days. Now, why is this? Because I have mentioned in the past, I haven't said this for a while, if you want to host me, and if you want to guarantee that there will be a certain number of people, or basically that I know that I'm going to have a guaranteed amount of revenue, and you do all the lead work, then I am more than willing to come to your community. Now that usually means what I have to have is right around at least 30 to 35 full paying attendees. And if you can guarantee that, and this person had done that, this individual had stepped up and it says, I will guarantee you 50 people in my community if you will come here and do a workshop here. Laverne, Minnesota, a small farming community down in the southwest corner. It's about 30 miles east of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So if you're in South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, that whole area, it's easy driving distance for you. I will have all those details in a new newsletter in a couple of days. But that date is March 21st. And see, if someone else does all the lead work for me, does all the prep work for me, then all I have to do is show up and do the workshop. And that's why if you would like me to come to your community, I can do that. And then from there, it's just a matter of coordinating the schedule, okay? But as I said, I have to have a guarantee of a certain number of people because I got to make sure my expenses get covered, okay? All right. So now the next thing on that is I'm trying to look at everything I got here. I think that pretty much covers all the administrative announcements I needed to make. Except for one thing. This week on the radio program, I'm going to have a special guest. Her name is Gwen Caldwell. Gwen is a part of the team for True Vision of Peace. Gwen is taking on the project of doing workshops to help assist you and to teach you how to put a business plan together, how to write a proposal, because so many of you have asked about that. And I've said, well, we'll take care of that later. And part of it, most of it was I just didn't have the time to do all the administrative work at that time. Well, this is where we're starting to come in to bring on a team together. I will have her on the radio program on Wednesday night, and she'll be discussing her workshop she has put together. Now, what's nice about hers is one, yes, is being on location of where she lives in the area around Rapid City, South Dakota, but she's also doing 2 others that are online. And so you don't have to travel, and it keeps the cost down, and it'll be an online workshop that will be available that she will be able to help walk you through what you need to do to receive funds for projects. And on that note, everything is progressing well. I have always consistently said there is one primary key before any funds can be released, is that the cabal needs to be neutered to the degree that the family is convinced that they aren't going to try to steal the money from us, create games with it, and come after us with vicious attacks to attempt to shut us down. And it's not quite there yet. It's just that plain and simple, folks. That's why we're not seeing other stuff happening, regardless of what everybody else is reporting. That just is not going to happen until they are convinced, because what good does it do to release billions of dollars just to us on my team here, or those are the you that are on my newsletter list, and then we turn around and we lose it all? And they would have the ability to do that. So that's the reason why. But other than that, everything is progressing very well. I want to thank you very much. So join us again on the radio program. I'll look forward to seeing all of you. Okay? All right, thanks. Okay, bye-bye.